Hello, beautiful, wonderful, majestic souls of YouTube. My name is Dan's. This is my channel, That Good Tarot, where we do timeless readings for anyone with any placements if you've made your way to this reading. I do believe there is a message in here for you. However, if you don't resonate with this reading, that's cool, that's chill. Go check out my channel. There are so many other readings there. I'm sure you'll find something that fits you. So let's get into it. Universe, please, insight and information. What do you want this beautiful collective to know? All right, heaps of cards falling out. I am using a different deck than I usually use. It's going to be one of the two, usually not this one, but today it's calling out, so we'll see. Page of Cups, Temperance, Seven of Swords, Queen of Cups, Strength, and the Magician. Okay, we had some of these cards coming up in our last reading. You're going through something. You've been through something this year, and it's made you a more connected, more emotionally upgraded person, but it's definitely come at a cost. It's definitely come with some wounds, some battle scars. But I really feel like you're going to be moving into a expression of yourself that is stronger, more powerful, and more centered than you have ever been. Let's get into each of these energies. Universe, please, insight and information. What can you tell us about the Temperance card? Okay, it might not feel like this right now, but you are leveling up to a version of yourself that's going to be able to do many, many, many different things at once. And I feel like I say that and you're like, what do you mean? I've had the roughest year. Like, I don't understand how I can do one thing, let alone many things. The reason why you were put through your trials and tribulations this year was to kind of take things off your plate, shed away all the things that you could not take with you so that you can handle the load of what is coming. But I see you doing so many things. Let's see any cards coming up with that. We have the Tower, the Seven of Cups, and the Ten of Swords. Yeah, it really feels like this year, it almost feels like you've just been drowning, like lost at sea. Everything you knew about yourself and your life is just crumbling down. Everything you knew about your future is just absolutely obliterated. But what it's actually doing is opening up all of your options, because when you had this idea of what your path was going to look like and what your future was going to look like, what you actually did was eliminated all other options. And that is why the universe had to cut that dream, cut that idea of what your future was going to look like at the knees. Needed to eliminate that, because that was blocking out any other pathway that you could go to. And there are so many things. There are actually so many things that you're destined for. So because you weren't letting yourself see that or pursue that, the universe had to take away your obstacle. And your obstacle was literally the path that you thought you were going to go down. That was the thing that was standing in your way, which sounds like bizarre, I'm sure, but that was literally closing you off to the opportunities and the pathways that the universe wanted to nudge you towards. Let's look at this Queen of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Some of the people who were resonating with the redirection energy, this might be you as well. Just a little bit more clarification on that. Seven of Swords, Queen of Cups. Universe, please, insight and information. You have, I feel like you've been really, really hurt and in a lot of pain. I see this emotionally, but I also see this mentally and physically. You could have had some different ailments going on. And it sounds weird, but this was actually really important for you to go through as well. So not only so that you understand how your body works, how your mind works, but also to grow the skill within you to take care of yourself. Because like I said, you're actually going to become very busy, very, very busy. So the skill of you taking care of yourself and noticing when you're good, when you're bad, knowing what your triggers are, getting into a healthy routine, that was all part of the plan. And it probably came at the cost of, yes, you had some pretty horrific times with your mental health, with your physical health, with different relationships. But in order to deal with that, you grew a whole set of skills, a whole bunch of knowledge and wisdom, and a really solid routine to make sure that you can take care of that. That was so important for you to learn this year. Oh, I love this reading. I love readings like this. I do feel like I'm talking too fast. I had a Reiki session. My friend gave me a Reiki session, and I noticed after that I was talking so slowly. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I talk really fast during the readings. And now that it's been a couple weeks since that Reiki session, I feel like I'm back to talking really fast. Nine of Swords, King of Swords. Yes, you are absolutely in command. You, TCOB, take care of business. That's what you do. You've taken all of your pain and you have become master and commander of everything in your world when it comes to those particular things, so that you are in command of it and it doesn't control you. Love it. Let's look at the Strength and the Magician energy. What is to come here? Universe, please, insight and information. What would you like for this beautiful collective to know about Strength and the Magician energy? These cards are so beautiful. Okay, we have the Hierophant, we have the World, we have the Death, and we have the Moon. There were a lot of things sitting underneath the surface, and I think there still are some things that are sitting beneath the surface that need to be closed out. Like they need to be things that aren't ruminating anymore. And I feel like this might authentically be coming as well. This isn't something that you need to give a lot of attention to, because I feel like you have been addressing it. You have been addressing the things that the underlying issues that have been going on, as we discussed earlier in the reading. We have the Hierophant and we have the World. Like, you are going from someone that was, it feels like you were like, I feel like you're chained. Like, not in a freaky way, but it feels like you were almost bedridden. And it feels like there was so much rumination going on, and that's coming to an end. Like, you better take the rest of the year to enjoy any time that you have to relax, because that's coming to a close. You are moving forward from this year with more wisdom and more knowledge than you have ever had. You know yourself better than you ever had. And yes, I'm getting the feeling that this year was absolutely cooked for you. But damn if you didn't learn a lot this year. And that's exactly why we're moving forward with the Hierophant and the World energy. You're so in command. Like, we have the Queen of Cups, we have the King of Swords, we have so many options. Magician and Strength, like, we have so much strength, so much opportunity coming towards you in the coming year. Really want to the motorbikes. I really want to hone in on the idea that if you felt like a path closed to you, that was deliberate, because that path was your obstacle. It closed you off from any other pathway, any other future, any other opportunity. It just closed you off from it. So if you are grieving a certain pathway, a career, a future that you had in mind, that you were attached to, take your process. Have your process. Don't rush that. But just know, and if you need, come back to this and remember that, like, it was an obstacle that got in the way of what else is out there for you. Let's get into some oracle cards. Let's make this a short and sweet reading. Universe, please, insight and information. Eternal center. There is a place within me, still, calm, steady, eternal. Guru, protection, peace. There's a big call for you to recenter. Recenter, remember who you are. Remember who you are beyond an idea of what your future is supposed to look like. Release your identity away from what that was and who you were supposed to be. Who you were supposed to be is not you. There's a very different thing there. I think that you really need to sit with that and find out where the gaps are, and find out, like, how are you actually different from this future version of yourself that you had imagined? And how do you feel about those differences? Are they things that you're happy with? Are there things that you're not happy with? It's not for me to judge. It's not for me to put a value system on it, but just time to take stock and appreciate the person that you are now and the person that you've become and the BS that you've been through this year. Y'all, I feel it. I feel and I see that all of your wisdom came at a price, as it often does. And it sounds patronizing, I know, because who am I? I'm just a girl on the internet, but I'm proud of you. I really am. So I hope I brought you comfort, company, clarification. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I'll see you in the next reading.